和也よ、お前に三島を継ぐ資格があるか見せてもらうぞ。わしが率いる三島財閥主催の格闘技大会。そこは史上最強を求めた格闘家たちが全世界から集う部の共演じゃった。あまたの格闘家たちも所詮わしの敵ではなかった。奴以外は奴はわしから全てを奪い去った。
So I'm finally doing one of my favorite games of all time, and let alone that, I could probably say my favorite fighting series of all time, Tekken. I love this game so much. I've played, the first game I ever started with was Tekken 5, and after that I decided I gotta play all of them because I love the characters, I love the story. Sure, it took me a while. Like every time you play a game, I was used to playing Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat because those are the first games I played. But then you go into Tekken, which is mostly about combinations, learning, how to counter. And that's not to knock down any of the other ones. I love Tekken, I love Street Fighter, I love Mortal Kombat, but Tekken it's different from all of them. Mortal Kombat, it's mostly about, knocking your opponent with uppercuts and back kicks and special moves. But what people mostly remember are fatalities and how bloody you can make the game. And Street Fighter, also better known for its specialties. I never heard anyone, there's not really any combinations you could do in the game. Except, Hadoukens and Sonic Booms and all these special moves. That's what people will remember about Street Fighter. Hadoukens and all the special moves you can do. Tekken didn't really have any special moves like that, I guess, until part 2. Where you can play as, characters with the devil gene that could transform into devil characters like Jin. And you can shoot beams out of their foreheads. But it's mostly known for fighting with your feet and hands. And it's all about combinations and countering. So I love this fucking series. It's hands down for me, I'm not speaking for everyone, my favorite fighting series of all time. I mean, there's many games. I mean, I've had conversations with my friends about, I thought you like wrestling games, and I'm like, I do. And wrestling, I love all the SmackDown series games, but I don't put them in the fighting category. I see it more as a sports category. It's definitely different from a 2D platformer where you could just knock down your opponent's health. Which you pretty much do, but like I said, I put it in the sports category instead of fighting. So I decided to play as Kazuya Mishima since he is the protagonist of the first Tekken game. Now the way the ending goes, I'm gonna get to the story in a bit. The way the ending goes, it's pretty much like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, like any other game. Okay, I know I'm referencing Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter a lot. But I know there's more Virtual Fighter and Dead or Alive and other fighting games out there, but I'm more familiar with Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. So the way Mortal Kombat works is you play as any character you want and you get their specific ending. But there's only one true ending, and the only way you find that out is if you play Mortal Kombat 2. So we all know Liu Kang wins the first Mortal Kombat tournament. How do we find out that he won it? Because you play Mortal Kombat 2, and then in the arcade, it gives you a quick briefing where it says Liu Kang whooped Shang Tsung's ass, and he won the first tournament. Now Shao Kahn's getting involved, and so on and so on. Tekken's the same way, but it kind of gives you hints because if you look at the manual, you know, Kazuya's the first character mentioned on there, and pretty much this is the background story. I'm gonna read you from the manual, but anyone that's played the series, watched the movies, and etc., we already know how it goes. The manual reads: a worldwide martial arts tournament is nearing its final with a large purse of prize money to the fighter who can defeat Heihachi Mishima in the final round of competition. The contest is sponsored by the giant financial group, the Mishima Zaibatsu. There are eight fighters that remain after winning death matches all over the world. The winner of the tournament will receive the title, the King of the Iron Fist. Who will be the one to defeat Mishima and take home the prize money and fame? Will it be you? Okay, we've played 1 through 6. You've played Tekken Tag 1 and 2. You've played the card one. You've watched all the movies. You've watched the animated movie. We all know that at the age of 5, Kazuya was thrown off a cliff by his father, who is also the leader of the Mishima Zaibatsu and sponsoring the tournament. So he throws him off a cliff at the age of 5, thinking he's dead. But it turns out he lives after the devil appears before him and makes a deal with him. So he climbs up the cliff, survives. That's why he's got that scar on his chest. And now he wants revenge on his father. So he enters the tournament. He fights Heihachi at the end and then pretty much wipes him out. And I'm not going to give the ending. You'll see how the ending goes in a bit. But that's pretty much how it goes. Alright, so I said I played Tekken 5. That was the first Tekken game I ever played. I've seen other people play the other ones, but you know, the first one I personally played myself was Tekken 5. I bought it from the store. And then I worked my way up. I started playing Tekken Dark Resurrection, then Tekken 6, Tekken Tag 2, and so on and so on. And then I worked my way back to Tekken 1, like a fucking Star Wars movie. But it's not a bad thing, because it allowed me to see the differences between the later games and the older games. Now, the first time I played Tekken 1 was for the PSX, so an emulator was the first time I tried Tekken 1. And I remember hating it. I was like, man, this game's lame. It doesn't have that many combinations. They look stupid. The moves are clunky. And I just didn't like it. So I fucking scratched that. I'm not even going to play Tekken 2 or 3. I'm just going to play the ones from the PS2 to later. So I would jump to part 4. And I liked it. But like I said, it didn't match up to Tekken 5. Now, it wasn't until a few years after that they started selling Tekken games for the PlayStation Network. So they only had part 2 out first, and then they had part 1. So I bought Tekken 2 just to have it, just to say, yeah, I have it. I never tried it out until I was done with all the Tekken games. And then I started to play part 2, and then they started selling part 1, and I played part 1. And now I fucking love the game. I'm not saying it's the best, it's far from the best, but I do fucking love playing the game. Because the way it is, I started playing it, it was fucking hard, it was clunky. I was used to the later controls, whereas this one, it brings you back. You gotta wait to do certain combinations. Like, if I was to play Tekken Tag 2 right now, all I could do is just press square, triangle, circle, X, circle, real quick, and it'll do it. Whereas in the PlayStation 1, Tekken 1, I have to wait till the kick's fully extended, then I have to wait for the other one. Sometimes you gotta be quick, and then slow down for the next button, and then be quick again. So, you know, I can't really hate on it because it's the first Tekken game. But it lets you see how much the game has improved with every game coming out. Tekken 1, Tekken 2 was better. And Tekken 3 was better than that. Tekken 4 was better than that. Tekken 5, 6, Tekken Tag 2. Right now, I think Tekken Tag 2 has the best and smoothest fighting style. Because I played Tekken 5, and that is literally my favorite Tekken game of the whole series. You know, because of the story, because of the characters, because of the features, everything. I played Tekken 6 and I thought, hey, it's good. Went back to Tekken 5, I was like, Tekken 6 feels smoother. I played Tekken Tag 2, then I went back to Tekken 6 and I was like, Tekken Tag 2 is way smoother than Part 6. Part 6 feels a little edgy. It doesn't feel like the smooth button controls that you can do with the combinations. That's my main key point, combinations. So, another thing that my friends always laugh at me about, at least that have played the Tekken series, they always laugh about the fact that I can't comprehend the understanding of the manual, the way they explain the first Tekken game. So let's just say, for example, I already explained to you how Kazuya and Heihachi in the first Tekken game explains the story. If you read the manual behind Kazuya's background story, it says Cold-blooded son of a distinguished family, oldest son of Heihachi Mishima, head of the Mishima Zaibatsu, sponsor of the tournament. His participation in this tournament is for the purpose of causing a world-scale coup d'etat after causing the death of his father. The scar on his chest was caused by his father's dropping him into a trench at the age of 5. Now, understandable, that is pretty much the key point. Like, it fucking explains it, but I feel like something's off. Like, it doesn't explain it well, and on top of that, it's just like, I don't know, it just sounds weird to me. Like, it's not exactly from the Tekken series we know now. So, you know, if you guys want to comment and talk shit and leave whatever you want, that's all on you. But it just sounds weird to me. You get me? No, you don't get me, obviously, but, you know, it's a little off. So I'm going to move away from Kazuya for just a quick second to at least give homage and talk about the other great characters that are in this game that make this game what it is. Because most of them have been in the whole fucking series. Like, Paul Phoenix, we know he's going to be in the game forever. In every fucking game in the series. So we all know him as that tough guy that just wants to be #1 in the fucking universe, and he sees Kazuya as a rival. And another character you could play as is a masked wrestler named King, who pretty much just entered the tournament to make money for the orphans. Nina Williams, of course, we know her as an assassin because in every fucking game she's trying to kill somebody, and her target in this game is Heihachi Mishima. Another character is one of many. He's a giant robot named Jack, and there's many Jacks. They all look the same, but this one sticks out for the game. Now, the manual says that he was developed by the Russian military, and if you look at Wikipedia, it says the Mishima Zaibatsu created him. So whoever the hell you want to say, you could say. But the manual came with the fucking game, so I'm going to go with the manual and say the Russians made him. But he is created to do the Zaibatsu's fucking bidding. But his job in this game is to stop Kazuya's coup d'etat. Now, another character that just fucking reeks of Bruce Lee is martial law. We all know him from his fighting style and fucking... His story is he works in a Chinatown restaurant in San Francisco, Bruce Lee, who wants to open a martial arts school. Another character is Michelle Chang, who's kind of got a long background story to explain. Like, she's the daughter of a Native American woman and a Hong Kong man / spy. He was sent to try to find this artifact or treasure in a Native American land. So he met Michelle's mom, they hooked up, they had Michelle, and then Heihachi pretty much sent him to get killed because he didn't do his job. Boom, Michelle wants fucking revenge. And finally, one of my fucking favorite characters of all time is Yoshimitsu. I don't like him because of his fighting style, but his background story. He's like a fucking, hangs with a group of Robin Hoods who wants to steal all the profit from people that do dishonest and illegal shit and give it to the poor. The group's named the Manji Group, by the way, in case you didn't know. And I like the fucking manual. It says a ninja from space. That is fucking awesome.
You win.
Alright, so the last thing they really show is the rankings. I mean, I got first place, but no one else has played it, and CPU takes like 50 minutes. I mean, they're being too fucking generous, obviously. I mean, the longest I've taken to pass the game is 18 minutes, but that's when I was playing it on hard and my first time. But you skip all the rankings after this. I'm gonna go back to the main menu now, and pretty much now I'm gonna talk about unlockables and other features of the game. So you already saw me pass it as Kazuya, so one of the characters I just unlocked is Heihachi and Lee, and let me expand a little bit on that right now. Alright, so if you go back to your main menu and you go to your memory card section, that is if you're using the PS3, you'll see it says select one boss and Heihachi. Now, if I didn't defeat Heihachi or unlock him, I'm sure it wouldn't say that. It would probably just say select one boss, but at the time I didn't even know how I unlocked Heihachi. Maybe it was because I passed the game too fast or because I didn't die. I mean, now I know it's because of no continues, but you know, at the time I didn't know. But select one boss is obvious. You know, you defeat your rival and you pass the game, you unlock him. If you do the same thing with Nina and you unlock Anna, it'll say select 2, another rival select 3, another rival select 4, and so on until you unlock all 8 of your rivals. And from that point on, that's where I said what with 2 characters, because 2 of them got screwed up. If you play as Yoshimitsu, your rival is Ganryu and you unlock him. If you play as Michelle, you unlock Kunimitsu and you unlock her, which is ass backwards because we know Kunimitsu is a ninja and she makes the same sound effects as Yoshi. And if you play as Michelle, we know that Ganryu has a love interest in her, so big fuck up right there. Alright, so now that we're done with those 8 characters, let's go and talk about the rivals now. So pretty much when you play one of the unlocked characters, you fight the straight 8. You fight the 8 main characters, and the rival fight will be against whoever your rival is. So if you were Paul and you unlock Kuma, and you play Kuma instead, you're gonna fight Paul in the 8th stage. And when you fight at the end, it's gonna be Heihachi. Now the disappointing part is none of them have an ending. I wish they did, but nope. You just pass the game and they roll the credits, and then you put your score and whatnot, you add your initials and you're done. So there's only one character to talk about now, and that's Heihachi. Now we all know that fucking Heihachi's powerful as shit. He's the last boss and he plays similar as Kazuya with slight differences in certain moves. And he is powerful and it feels rewarding to finally play as the boss. Now you fight your rivals and it's kind of a bitch. Not your rivals, but the rivals of the game. Anna, Ganryu, Kunimitsu, all 8 of them. And you pretty much have no rival until you fight the last boss, I guess. But it's just such a bitch to fight the first 8. It's because when you play the game with the regular characters, it's like you start at level 1, stage 1, and they're simple and they work their difficulty up. This one feels like you're just fighting a pile of stage 8s. That fucking hard. But it's not impossible, you get me? It's not even that hard if you're like easy or normal. So we finally get to the last boss, and I was not surprised who it was. Obviously, you're not gonna fight your fucking self, so they make you fight Kazuya, but look. I was like, god damn, I could play as Devil Kazuya? I was tripping. I was like, dude, I cannot fucking believe it. That is crazy. Since the first game you can play as him. Now you don't have the horns and the laser beam, but it's still Devil Kazuya, you could tell. It's just, I didn't know whether if you unlock them as a character or an alternate attire. I waited till I passed the whole game with Heihachi, and then I went to the character select. I started searching and I saw no Devil Kazuya. So I picked Kazuya's alternate outfit, like maybe pressing one of the buttons will unlock him. So I pressed X, boom, nothing. You get his tank top and blue jean fucking costume. Now, I forgot to mention earlier that every character has an alternate attire. So if you press square or triangle, you get the normal outfit, and if you press X or circle, you get an alternate attire. So every character looks funny. The one that's obvious that sticks out is Kuma, because you know in the later games like Tekken 5, you could play as Panda with Xiaoyu. We'll talk about that later. I'm always talking about shit later, but he just looks funny. He looks fucking scary with his one dotted eye and his fucking face. So I said, okay, went back to the main menu, memory card. It still says select 8 boss and Heihachi. So I was like, there's gotta be a fucking way. So I said, fuck it, I'm caving, I'm gonna look for cheats. I went online, I went to GameFAQs, and boom, there it is. How to unlock Devil Kazuya. I also found out how I unlocked Heihachi, but I was looking for Kazuya, and it says defeat 8 stages of Galaga. Now I then put Galaga in the beginning of the game. It comes out right after the PlayStation logo disappears. And you can play a quick game of Galaga because both games, Tekken and Galaga, was made by Namco. So I thought, hey, you know, it's just a mini game if you want to try it and play it. But I've never actually gone to destroy all the ships. So I thought nothing of it at the time. So I'm playing it and it turns out I have to defeat all 8 stages. Fuck! So after going to other websites, you find out that you could press the select button, and if you didn't defeat them all, you could do it again, the same stage, until you defeat them all. So I played the game one time, defeated all the stages, after dying so many times of course, and nothing. And it said you had to press start to unlock Kazuya. I'm like, okay, to pick Devil Kazuya. So I said, okay, press start, nothing. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? So going after through many websites, I finally just went to Devil Kazuya on Tekkenpedia, and it said, to do it, you have to pretty much pass it without dying in any stage, except one time. Because I actually did it again. I passed all the 8 stages. I only died once, and I pressed select on it. Passed it, and I had the help of the 2 ships. Now, I don't know how I got the 2 ships. Maybe because I passed each stage fast enough, but I'm not going to say how I did it because I'm not even 100% sure how. I'm guessing I passed it fast enough, and then you unlock the second ship. So I did it with 2 ships, lost on 1 stage, and passed it all the way to the end. finally go to the character select, you press start, boom, fucking Devil Kazuya, and it plays the same, you know? I'm like, it's not much. You still fight in the same style as Kazuya. You don't get horns, you don't get a laser, but it's still awesome, and I fucking love it. You finally go back to the menus, to the main menu, go to memory card, and it says, bam, unlocked all, and I am so fucking glad. This is before trophies. It's a PS1 game, so it doesn't tell you how or when you've passed the whole game and unlocked everything. But it just felt so fucking good to finally have everything in the game unlocked. And that is fucking Tekken. I mean, I just love this game. It's fucking great. I mean, I was stupid for back then thinking it was worthless. I mean, honestly, understandable, I was young, but if they never put it on the PlayStation Network, I would have never given this game another chance. And I'm glad I fucking did, because some people might say it didn't age well. Some people might say it's bad now because of the other ones. But you know what? It's what started it all, and it gave it that big push to what made Tekken a great fucking series. And some people might say the latest one are better, and some people might even say that the first one is still their favorite, and I respect that. That's all on you. My opinion, it gets better with every year. So, thank you for watching. All I have left to do is to show you the rest of the characters' endings, so enjoy.